HTML, as we know, is the structure of the page. CSS is the presentation. Now, why JavaScript adds behavior to this structure? This this CSS presents the HTML in a more presentable manner with the beautifications like color, beautiful colors, images, and so on and so forth. Why JavaScript has behavior like changing the content of the HTML on the fly, automatically changing the color of the HTML, automatically adding classes, and so on and so forth. Adding click event. When you click on an element, what is going to happen? So many other things that JavaScript is doing. Now, since there's no question on HTML and presentation on CSS, we are going further into JavaScript. JavaScript is a programming language for the browser, and it is also um, one of the world's most popular programming language. In many years back, this was not so because JavaScript was solely running on a browser. Without the browser, if there's no browser, there's no JavaScript. But in recent years, JavaScript can now run outside the browser. So not just only within the browser. So the JavaScript can now run within the browser and outside the browser. And because of that, JavaScript is now well known also at the back end because of Node.js that provides environment for it. So that begs the question, how do I integrate my JavaScript into my HTML? Now, if you remember that in CSS, we have external CSS, internal CSS, and we have inline CSS. So also we have external JavaScript, internal JavaScript, and inline JavaScript. Now, um, I will start with inline. Inline, if you remember that in CSS, if I have a P, I can write my style here, right? Then give it the value the declaration here. Similarly, in JavaScript, I can do give this guy um, some kind of what's it called event. Like when I click on it, on click, do something, do something. So inline, internal to, just like we have for CSS, such that we use the style element, like you write your style element, then you close it, then you write your CSS here. Similarly, and this is done within the head section, the head element. Similarly, we have the script tag, then we close the script tag, then we write our JavaScript language there. Yes, we can have this one also in the head, but also we can have it in the body. Even likewise this, I think we can even have this one also in the body. There's no other fast way about it. But it is more preferable to add your style in your head, and it's more preferable to add your script within your body instead of the head. The reason I will explain later. So just like for the external, that we use a link to add CSS to our HTML. Also, we use a link. This link is a self-closing link, where we now indicate the source for the, no, sorry, the href rather, for the CSS. We give it the link. Similarly, we use is it link or scripts? I need to confirm this. So I think it's a link. Yes, it's a link also. Then we indicate the type, of so we indicate the type of document we are trying to add to it. In this, for the CSS, we indicate style sheet, while for the JavaScript we indicate I think JavaScript. Yes, is that JavaScript or script? So, is there any question on what I've said so far?
No, sir.
Joshua, any question?
No, sir.
Okay, now I can see that others have joined. Is there anyone in the class who did the assignment?
Yes, I did.
Favor, right? Or Mary? Okay,
Maybe.
Mary, okay. Okay. Is there any other person? Is there any other person? Okay, no other person. Okay, that's fine. All right, so l- let me quickly round up this class because I don't want this class to go beyond 1 hour today. I'm having cold. Now, um, I'm
Sorry,
going to,
sir.
yeah, thank you. So now let us, let me see. Okay, let me just create a new file. Index. No, no, no. No, I don't want to show you this one yet. Mm, okay. Let's say um JavaScript one first first class dot HTML. If I create an HTML, okay, somebody is saying, thank you, David. Now, I said earlier on that I can add my um what's it called? I'm coming. The JavaScript within my head. No, this is not science script. Within the script tag. Now, what I'm going to do something now that don't worry about it. I just want to demonstrate that you can add um, JavaScript in the head. So if I run my code now, open with Lava, now you can see this is the alert. So alert is just a message to the what's it called, to the user, right? To display message. So that is one. This is internal JavaScript. This is internal. Just like we have internal CSS, like so. If I have, let me just say H1 element, hello. So that I target that H1, I say color red, and I increase, make the font kind of big, font size 2.5 rem. If I run it again, the hello comes, then the hello in the browser. If you remember that I said the interpreter interpret the HTML code right from the beginning, one after the other, then in the downward direction. So, and that's the more reason that this got executed before this other one. In fact, this one too got executed before this. It has already given it a style before creating. And that is the difference between JavaScript and CSS. If I come back here now to the JavaScript here, and I say, I want to change the content of this. Don't worry about what I'm doing now. I will explain everything later. I'm only trying to explain the reason um, why we prefer adding this JavaScript within the body as to adding it within the head. Query selector h1 dot text content. If I change it to Sean or um, good evening, for example. If I run the code, let me close this one first. So now if I run the code, hello, yes, you can see this hello comes first. If I click OK, you will see that this value remains unchanged. Whereas my intention here is to change the value here, the content here, but it did not change. If I go back, I go to the back end, you will see that there's an error here. Say cannot set property of null. This simply means that it attempted to change it, but at this point in time, H1 is yet to be created. There's nothing like H1. And because there's nothing like H1, this one becomes null. And you cannot change the content of a null element. That is why this returns error and it appears that nothing changed here. But if we now change it again, if I move this now from the head, this is the reason why we prefer writing the JavaScript just before the closing of the body tag. This is the closing tag for the body. So we prefer to put our script right there. If I run it again, hold on, what's going on? Let me close this one first. Okay. I have my script, I have my style, I have my style, script. Okay, let me run it again. Open with live server. So now hello shows in there. You can see now it has changed it good evening. No, ideally, if I did not put this, if I remove this content, it will have what? Written hello right here. Is there any question in what I just explain now.
No, sir.
I want answers, please. Any question?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So please note that it is preferable to write the JavaScript just before the closing tag.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I'm going to do something now. Don't worry about it. We will get to know everything later. Now, I'm going to put this, I'm going to wrap this alert into a function. Don't worry about it. What I'm doing now, like I said, I'm trying to explain something to you. So now I have a function I created. Close your eyes to the function. I will explain function later. Now, I'm just trying to demonstrate inline CSS. I'm going to write on click here. On click is an event. And I will say, once I click on this, run this function for me. And in the function, I'm saying alert. At the same time, I want to change the content. Document the query selector H1, then test content equal goodbye. So I'm going to run this. This is inline now, inline. I'm going to run it again. Let me close this one here. Open with live server. So now if I click on this, if I click, it will, it will first of all bring the alert, then change the content. You can see this is the first alert. Once I click OK, the content is changed. And that is what this on click is doing. So I can add behavior to my HTML. Just sit back, make sure you attend the classes because we are going into the world of programming now. And this programming will lead us to the back end. If you have ever wondered, maybe you have visited sites like this, that you click on login, it will bring you to this page, and you click again, it will bring you here. You put your user and ID, you log in, it will take you to your platform where you will do your transaction. Somebody is expecting me to put my details here. Don't worry, I'm not putting. All right, so that is introduction to JavaScript. Let me see, what's the time now? Because I'm trying not to make it. Okay, we still have time. So now, see, okay, the last one is adding it to the words as external. I'm going to copy this out, cut this out. I will create okay, I think I've created one JavaScript here. Let me see. Okay, let me replace everything here. There's no need for this script there again because we are no longer within any HTML. It is when you want to integrate your JavaScript inside your HTML, either that is in the body, that is when you use your script tag, or in the head, you use your script tag. Or if it is external, you create an external file, script.js, just like you create an external file for your CSS that you give it a name, a main CSS.css. But instead of .css, you now have .js. JS standing for JavaScript. So now, having created my external file, I will now go back to my code, my HTML, which is this one. I will now create an external link to that file. So this, I will do script, then source. I will give it that source of what? Script.js. Script.js. But before I run my code, I will want to put an alert first, because this one is a function. So I will not know whether I've been able to connect the two together. So I will put an alert that will show me JavaScript connected message. So I will go back to my HTML and I will run it. So let me run this HTML now in the browser. You can see that I'm not seeing anything alert. It shows that something is wrong somewhere, that about my um, external script. Let me go back and see what is wrong. Script,
So I
source.
feel the source is not inside the opening tag.
You say what?
I feel the source, like the source attribute, is
Aha,
not inside
yes.
the opening tag
Yes,
of the script.
yes, you are right.
Yes,
That's the thing. It should be an attribute to this. So I have my JavaScript there. So if I run again, now you can see it's connected now. So that means that my HTML and my JavaScript, they are talking. So please always such errors is these typo errors. So always note it. The attributes is always in the opening tag, whereas I typed it as what? As a content, which is wrong. Now, if I go back to the browser and I click on hello, you can see that now the function is running. If I okay, it will change it. Why? Because I still have that the function here, alert hello, then change the content of the H1 to goodbye. All because I still have my on click event here. Don't worry, I will explain all this in detail later. So what I want you to know, take out of this class for now, is how to link your JavaScript with your HTML. So Is there any question
No,
regarding?
sir.
Okay, what is the question? Somebody say question.
They said no.
Oh, okay, she said no. Okay, all right. I thought she said yes. All right, good. So having understood how to link or integrate your JavaScript with your HTML, so it is now time to now start going in depth into JavaScript. So the very first thing I'm going to introduce you to is how to um output your content. Maybe you want to display message to the browser or to the user or to the console. Console is for yourself. If you want to troubleshoot or debug your code, you use the console.log. So first, I have shown you one way to display message, to output a message, and that is um the alert. This is one of the ways you alert your message out to the user. So that is one way to output your content, your message. Now, if you the other way to do so is to use the console.log. Now I'm going to take this external script out because I don't want to be going back and forth. So I will write my script right in my body, in the body element script. So I can remove this style. I don't need this style. I'm not doing CSS for now. I'm going to remove this also. All right, so I have just my plain refresh. Yes, just my normal HTML and JavaScript. So let's say I want to display a message on the console. I will use the console.log. I'm going to type in Joshua here. Now, if I go back to the browser or I run it, to you, it might seems that nothing is happening. But if you inspect your page, you go to console. This is console. You will see Joshua right there. So that is why I said that console.log is for developers to debug their code, to see and to test how how the program is working. So that is another way. There is another method called the um, test content, which I showed you the other time, but I won't want to go into it right now. I will get into it later. So we have the document.get element by ID dot inner HTML or test content. But like I said, I will not go into that right now. So another thing I want to highlight here is the concept of statement. You need to understand what a statement is. Let me clear the screen here. Now, if you go back, if you take your mind back at when I was writing alert, when I wrote alert hello, and I ended it with a semicolon. This is a statement. We call this statement. Statement. However, there is another thing called the expression. Expression. P. Expression. Now, what is the difference between expression and statement? I want you to pay close attention. Expression is anything that evaluates into another thing. For example, if I say 2 plus 3, you know 2 plus 3 evaluates into 5. So this is an expression. But if I do something like this, I will still come to this val, don't worry. 2 plus 3, semicolon. Everything here is called a statement. Everything is a statement, but this is what? An expression. Why? Because it evaluates into 5, and the 5 is now assigned into this variable. Is there any question on statement and expression? Please note what I just
No,
said, because many students get confused about these two.
So you have a
Statement.
question, sir.
Okay, what's your question?
So in the case of alert into brackets, then the colon hello means that statement now. Can
Yes.
it be broken down into expression? The way this var x equals to 2 plus 3 can be broken
No,
into
no,
expression.
this cannot be broken down. This is a statement. Because this
Okay.
alone is not evaluating into anything. It's carrying
Okay.
out an action. It's a function. This is a function. If you want to break it down, this is a function. Don't worry, it will you will understand better when we are treating function. Anything, if you do something like this, anything that has this bracket in front of it is a function.
Function. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Aha. Is there any other question?
No, sir.
No. All right. So having cleared the air regarding statement and expression, I want us to talk about variable. I'm going to end this class with this variable. What is a variable? A variable is a container where you can store something to hold it for a period of time or certain for certain use. So let's say this is a box. You label the box, maybe first name. That is the label. Give like you label it, just to identify the box. and you now store in Sean in there. So that simply means that this box called first name is holding this data Sean. And I can easily retrieve this Sean by just calling the name of the container, which is first name. Now, the process of storing a data into this container is called an assignment. Assignment. And it is represented by an equal sign. Please, do not take assignments as equal to. Equal to. They are not the same. This is assignment operator. If you are looking for equal to operator, it is either this double equal or triple equal. You will get to know this when we are treating operators. But for now, this is an assignment. It's a command. So when I want to create this box, I say var. Var is a keyword. Var first name. Var first name. Then I will say I want to assign Sean into this box. And once this is assigned, it's a command. Just, you don't think twice. Just take it. I'm assigning this to you. You have to take it. So I can now say alert first name for me to view the content. Or I can use console.log, whichever is the case that suits you. Let's quickly demonstrate this, because like I said, I'm going to close with this. If I go back to the code, now I'm going to use my browser here to demonstrate. I have sources. Look at these sources. Let me increase this. So I can create new snippet if I want. So I'm going to create new one. So I have snippet 4. I say var first name, and I'm assigning Sean to it. Then I can now say console.log first name. If I now run it, if I want to run this code I just wrote here, look at this. To run is Control Enter, or I just click this. Okay, it's not clicking, so I'll just use Control Enter. If I press Control Enter, what's going on? Oh, okay. I think I need to expand this. So let me clear the cache first. How am I still having this? Okay, I think others, the previous ones are there. Okay, let me clear again. Five icon. Do I have five icon in my code? Let me see. Hmm. There's no there's no 5 code. Why is this? Where is this in 5? Okay, I'm going to ignore that. So if I run my code, Control Enter, you will see the value shown right in there. I can decide the moment I declare my variable here, I can reassign. I can reassign another value to that variable, this variable. If I enter, instead of printing Sean, it's going to print Ademola. For me to be sure, let me clear my screen and run it again. You see, it's Ademola that is there, not Sean any longer, because Ademola has replaced the initial value of Sean. Remember, variable. This variable can only hold this. Okay, don't let me use the word variable because I can still use this var to declare what is called an array. This particular type of data structure, right, can hold just one item. One item at any given time. So later in the course, we are going to treat another variable called an array. An array is another type of structure, data structure that can hold or store more than one item. So please, Emmanuel, if you have question, please interrupt me, please. What's your question, Emmanuel?
So I wanted to ask concerning the assignment and the equal to. Is
Okay.
it possible there can be a kind of situation whereby we will want to assign something at the same time equate it to something else?
Assign something at the same time equate. No, you
Okay.
cannot do it at the same time. It has to be done
Okay.
at different time. For
Okay, sir.
example, for example, just to quickly demonstrate that before I close. Let's say I'm assigned now, this one is a string. Anything inside a quote is a string. Now let me assign a number here. I'm just going to assign a number 20. I will call this first number. Now I'm going to assign another number, second number. I will say 30. Now, I'm going to ask a question here. Let me remove this one. Is first number if you do this, listen carefully. If you do this, first number, if you do this, second number, this will always return true. Always return true. Because this has been assigned to this and is now printed out. So technically, this will be true. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this. if, don't worry about this statement I'm writing, this block of code. If first number let's assume that this is equal to, not assignment, right? Second number. Say true. Console.log true. If I run this code, you will see it will return true. It will always say true. Why? Because this second number, the value is assigned to this first number successfully, and they are now technically equal. 30 assigned to this, 30, 30. If I change this to 70, is 20 equal to 70? No. Normally, this should not be true, but it will still return true. I'm trying to explain to you the difference between the single equal sign and the double equal sign. But now, if I do this, you will see that, let me clear my screen. You will see that it will never return true. It will not go to true. You can see. Because the two are not equal. This operator is equal sign. This is assignment. And you cannot do the two at the same time. No.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
All right.
sir.
Okay. We are still going to talk about this control flow called if. Don't worry about it. I only use that to explain, to answer the question. So is there any question on variable?
No, sir.
This
No,
variable
sir.
of the type of data structure that can only hold one item at a time. Is there any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Now I want Mary, since Mary is the only person in the class that did the last assignment, I want Mary to share our work. Or is there any other person that did the last assignment? Mary, you have the floor, please. Let me see your code. Let's make it snappy, please.
Sir.
Okay. Let me see the, okay, yes, hold on. 1, 2, okay, let me open my model. Let me see what I sent. Just once, 1 minute, please. Okay, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 items. Good. So first one is over. So okay, let me now see your CSS.
Okay.
So you did Greek container. Let me see your Greek container class. Okay, display grid. Then how many columns there? 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. How many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Okay, good. Okay. Okay. Run the code. Let me see the outputs. I won't go into details since others have not done it. Okay, good. Very good. Scroll up. Let me see the yellow side of it. Very good. Yes. Thank you, Mary. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
So at least others can see that it is doable. I'm not the one that did it. Mary did it by herself. So please, I'm not going to treat it tonight. I will give you opportunity to do it. So, and I'm taking control back. And I want to remind you once again. Let me share my screen again. I want to remind you of this assignment because it appears this assignment, you are designing this page. Don't forget this assignment. So don't forget. All right. Is there any other question before I call it a day? Okay. Yes? Someone talking?
No, sir.
Okay, good. I have a question for you, and this is my assignment. I want you to create two variables. First number, second number. Let me just use X instead of 1 and 2. Let me clear again. First number, second number, and I want you to add these two numbers, then print it on the console. Print it on the console. That is the assignment for you. I want you to practice what I just taught you tonight. This is a number, add the two numbers, and print the results. Is there any question on the assignment?
No, sir.
Okay, no question. All right, thank you. See you on Tuesday by God's grace. Oh, somebody is sending a chat message. Sir, can you write the assignment in the group chat? Okay, I can do that. All right, good night, and God bless you all.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir. Take care.